Hey, what's up guys? It's Hayden.
Hey, and I'm Emma. Welcome back to our channel, and big apologies for being away for so long. We moved house a few weeks ago and took us a little while to settle in and get set up again. So apologies for being a bit MIA there. But if you have come back and you're joining us again, thank you so much. We are finally here with another review that isn't Star Wars for
Thank
once.
God we're done with Star Wars. We can just leave that behind, you know. We've got it all in our system with that hour-long spoiler review. We can move on.
There was a lot of Star Wars content coming out for a while there, but look, as much as we love it, it is nice to talk about something a bit different now, and what a film to come back to the channel with other than an Australian-made and produced movie. Leigh Whannell's The Invisible Man. Now, Leigh Whannell is one of our favourite horror writer-directors. Pretty much love everything that he does, and this didn't fall short either.
No.
And we actually, we had a special screening of The Invisible Man. We actually had a Q&A that followed this screening with producer Kylie Dufresne. I can't pronounce her surname, so we'll put it on the screen. But Kylie was really interesting, and we got to learn a bit about the what happened behind the scenes and in development of the movie. Yeah, really fascinating. But yeah, tell us a bit about The Invisible Man. There will be no spoilers in this either.
Spoiler free, yeah.
Spoiler free.
So The Invisible Man follows Cecilia, who is stuck in an abusive relationship with her partner Adrian. Now, she's able to escape and go into hiding, but she still feels like she's haunted by Adrian's presence. And things start to get a little bit too real. And things start to escalate a little bit. Yeah, now this is definitely something that's up Leigh Whannell's alley. You know, he loves to do these horrors, these thrillers, but he also likes to mix in a little bit of sci-fi elements.
Yes.
Which really helps bring this into like the 21st century.
Yeah.
It's like a real good modern retelling of a classic character, classic horror monster character.
Yeah. And I went into this not really knowing what to expect from this movie, but obviously expecting to be scared and creeped out, and I definitely was those things. This definitely had the creepiness that I wanted, had all those horror elements that I love from Leigh Whannell, but yeah, it introduced this sci-fi side of it, and that was surprising, but it worked so well. Like, it was a really cool take, yeah, as you said, on this old character.
Yeah, it was a really good way to take the story, and yeah, it definitely was creepy. It brought that creep factor.
Yeah.
This is more of like a horror thriller rather than like the blood and gore stuff that Leigh might be more well known for. So definitely that creep factor was there. It didn't rely on any jump scares. There wasn't any cheesy jump scares or anything like that.
However, I did jump a few times,
Yes.
but as you said, it wasn't
But
those...
it earned those jump scares.
Yes, it wasn't those cliche and, oh, it's a cat. It's like nothing that you should be jumping over. It was, yeah, it did it very well.
Yeah, it did this really cool thing with the camera where it would, you know, normal looking shot, and then it would just pan into just empty space, like an empty doorway or an empty corner of the room, and you're wondering, is he there? Is the Invisible Man there?
Yeah, it was...
And you just had this tension and this creepiness all the way throughout. It just kept you on the edge of your seat.
It was really clever camera work. And yeah, it did just really add to that feeling of being unsettled. Like, I was
Constantly being watched, that kind of feeling, yeah.
Like, as an audience, you felt like the Invisible Man was in the room with you, and the way the camera moved and how it worked, it made it feel like you were seeing these shots through your own eyes. Like
you were looking around the room trying to spot something, yeah.
Yeah, it was so clever, and...
A lot of the time, the camera's fixed and you can't actually look anywhere else, but this is almost like the camera is showing you more of the room. It's almost like, yeah, it's like taking it, it's making you look around the room
and pretty much insinuating he's there, but
where? You don't
where
know.
in that shot is he? Like, it's just, and you constantly felt on edge. Like, I was just, I felt so uneasy watching this, but it was that good feeling of uneasiness that you want out of a horror film. So I was kept, you know, engaged the whole way through. And a few times it got quite shocking. There was a few shock elements in it as well.
Yeah, because when it did bring the blood, it really kind of delivered in those really violent moments.
Yeah. And there was all different kinds of horror films like elements of them mixed into this one movie. Like I felt at times there was a bit of Paranormal Activity vibes in there, and then obviously you had a bit of a slasher vibe. So it was just all those elements from different horror genres, categories, that subgenres mixed into this one film, and it worked so well. I loved it. He gets horror. He knows how to do horror.
And talking with the producer at the Q&A, we kind of discovered a little bit about his inspirations as a filmmaker. So he's very much inspired by David Fincher. And particularly Gone Girl. You can definitely see the similarities in the camera work and the cinematography between those two movies. Which was kind of cool to see. And also how he kind of goes about writing around locations and filming around locations. He has a very clear idea in his head of what locations are going to look like. And the house in particular, the main house that's on the cliff overlooking the beach, the water, the coastline. That was actually like 4 different houses, 4 different locations. Because he had such a specific idea of what he wanted, and nowhere that they were, location scouting fit the bill. So they needed to use 4 different houses to kind of get the look that they wanted and have the camera move through the house like they wanted.
So fascinating. It just goes to show he's got this set thing in mind, and he's going to make it happen.
All the great directors always have a very clear vision of what they want, and that is very apparent. Hearing that story from the producer, and also being able to see that on screen.
And I also thought it was interesting what Kylie said about the script. Apparently the script didn't really change much at all. So what you end up with on screen is pretty much how Leigh had written it from the beginning. So it just goes to show...
He's kind of learned over the years to only put the good stuff down on paper, and he's to kind of like start trimming the fat in his head as he's writing, not kind of afterwards.
So it just goes to show again, like, how great of a writer he really is, that, he's got a clear understanding of what he wants, and he sticks to it, and he does it well.
And it's good to see him coming out of James Wan's shadow a little bit, because I feel like James Wan got a lot of the credit for Saw, and his career kind of skyrocketed after that. And he's been doing great things. And Leigh was kind of, stuck doing the smaller stuff. He was still writing a few things, and then recently he started directing. And it's really good to see him kind of stepping into his own and showing what he's, able to do. Because this is up there with some of the stuff that James Wan has been doing. It's on that exact same level. So Leigh Whannell has obviously got some directing chops as well.
Absolutely.
And that also shows in the acting.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So Elisabeth Moss is the lead in this, and she is phenomenal. Like, what a perfect casting. Like, she's got this like array of emotions. It's just this catalogue of emotions that she can just tap into.
And she had to tap into a lot of emotions for this one.
Oh my goodness. She went on such a roller coaster in this movie, and she just nailed it. Like these are the sorts of performances that the Oscars just
will ignore. They'll ignore it,
we can all appreciate it here. So, well done, Elisabeth.
Well done, Leigh, for being able to get that performance out of him and be able to work with his actors so well. So, just it's good to see just a good Aussie film do well, not just here, but internationally. That's always been, I think, our issue here in Australia. Our films do pretty well locally, but struggle to get noticed overseas. So, I feel like we're starting to break that trend a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, because there is so much talent here. And it needs to get recognised. And I'm so glad that this is working out well for Leigh, because he deserves it. He has produced such a quality film here, and it really does kind of fit in a few different genres. Like, yes, overall it's a horror, but you do have those sci-fi elements. You've got that drama.
It's definitely a thriller.
It's a thriller. Like, there's just so many categories in one, and it just works. And very entertaining. Highly recommend you go see it. I think we'll wrap it up here. We'll keep it short and sweet because we don't want to spoil too much. Definitely check it out. It's a good one.
So if you like this video, slam that like button. Subscribe to our channel for more. If you've seen The Invisible Man, please let us know what you thought in the comments below.
And where was he?
Where was he?
Where did you see him? That was really lame. I'm sorry.
You ruined the outro. Thank you, Emma. Anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.